Hello, welcome to the stream. This is Quincas Moreira and with humanmusic.org, site forthcoming. And just a quick recap for the newbies here. This is my live stream where I share my composition and production methods as I create content for the forthcoming website, humanmusic.org, which will be my personal stash of bangers for use on YouTube and social media in general. So y'all can use them for your videos, for your posts, and completely free to the end user. And today I think we're gonna do a kind of a modern bossa nova. I am a Brazilian after all. I've been doing like funky stuff and electronic music and whatnot. And why not go back to my roots and um, create something nice that is Brazilian tinged or inspired or completely Brazilian sounding. Um, so I've prepared a couple of things here. For example, the I have 3 spots on my stand, and I like to go through my instrument collection and give it all some love. So today I pulled out the Yamaha fretless 5-string bass, and my nylon string guitar, of course, which is made in Paracho, Mexico, which is like the mecca of acoustic guitars here in Mexico, and my Gibson Les Paul, which is a really wonderful guitar that hasn't been seeing as much use as it deserves lately. Also, I've been updating my pedal board setup over here. Oh, in fact, I seem to have forgotten to plug everything in there, but we'll work on that as needed, if needed. But I think we will need it actually. um, but it's okay. For now, we're gonna start with possibly some other things. Hold on, I'm also taking care of normal life here, which includes checking updates about my daughter at school and stuff. Anyway, so welcome everyone. And how are we going to do this today? So I'm thinking that we can start with sort of like old school drum machine kind of bossa beat. Uh, and for that, I should have brought up the MPC. My MPC has a bunch of vintage drum machine sounds in there that I downloaded from somewhere, and we could do a cool little bossa beat with it. Or I could do something with the modular. In fact, that could be fun. I haven't used the modular much, right? And I just finally got it all uh, plugged in and powered. So why not? Why don't we do a cool electronic bossa beat with the modular synth? So, hey Plinio, good to see you here, my friend. Bem-vindo, Plinio. It would be Plinio is a wonderful drummer, best drummer I've ever played with. It would be so nice to have him here with me and record the drums for this. But I will have it in mind and be inspired by him as I do it myself. So let's turn on the modular synth here. And I think I only need 1/2 of it, so no need to power the second half. And some unique drums for a unique track. Let's go. That's right, Emanuele. Okay. Thank you, Edgar. Edgar has brought me some refreshments because it is a hot day in Mexico City today. Let me have a sip of this because I'll be talking, blabbing the whole time. So, okay, the first thing I need to do is connect the modular to the audio interface. And for that, I have a nice chunky um, snake over here with 4 channels, and I think what we'll do is we'll go behind the synth so that it doesn't get in the way of the patching. So I'm going to put down my headset for a second as I go behind the modular, pull that cable above it, and I'm going to plug it in, plug the 4 cables to the 4 output modules that I have here, the Analog TX2s. So hold on a second. There we go. Okay, um, a easy way to remember the order is to go alphabetical with the colors, right? So we have blue would be the first, right? B. And then white, I'm sure, would be last. I don't think there's anything. Or yellow, Y, Z, W, Y, Z. Actually, W then would be next to last, and Y for yellow is last, and red is number 2, right? Okay, so we've got 4 cables connected there. Now I can unroll the rest of the cable here, and we'll plug it into 4 inputs of my audio interface. Hold on, don't get tangled up here now. Hold on, take a breath. Thanks, bro King, you inspire me. Oh, I'm glad Plinio and I have been friends for more than half my life. And that's saying a bunch. I'm turning 50 this year. And he's even older than me. So we're both old fogies that have been making music together for years. He's from my hometown of Santos in Brazil. Oh, hold on. Let me turn off the phantom power so it's not creating pops and stuff. So it's blue, red. Oh, maybe just turn down the volumes. Blue, red, white, and yellow is the order in which we'll be connecting things over here. Now I can probably leave the volumes at 0 because I don't need to use the preamps because the modular is pretty loud already, right? And that's inputs 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I think I want to... Cheers, Emanuele. I think I want to go to the controller here for the audio interface. And we want to make sure that these inputs are all mono for now. So just double click, command click here and here. We have ADAT 1, 2, 3, and 4. Right. Okay. And we have, I opened up my template, my Pro Tools template, which has all the drum tracks here. So spoiler, I'm gonna record some live drums as well at some point. But we're gonna start with creating a little electronic bossa loop. Start with that. We'll try to make it sound kind of like an old school rhythm box, like those kinds that came with organs and stuff. You know, those cheesy little bossa rhythms. So right here, right after the sub drums channel, I'm gonna click Shift Command N and create 4 mono tracks. I'll name them modular, and they're gonna be numbered automatically. So modular 1, 2, 3, and 4. I might only need one of these. I can use an internal mixer in the modular. And you know what I'm thinking about? I'm thinking about getting some kind of harness for the GoPro so that it can go on my head. And then when I go to the modular, you can see what I'm seeing. So yeah, I'll try to write a note to go try to find one of those things somewhere, or maybe the chest. Maybe the chest would be better, like a chest harness for the GoPro. That would be super cool, right? When I'm playing drums too, you could see the drums from my point of view. That would be really nice if I do that. Okay, so let's go to the modular. And what do we have here? Well, I have the ground control sequencer right here. And that's what we're going to use to create the rhythms with. And right next to it, I have a couple of drum modules. I also have the Erica Synths Sonic Potions LXR drum on top. So I have quite a few options here for drum voices, not even including creating voices from scratch. I have my nice analog cables here. Let's get some medium-sized ones, some small ones, some large ones. I'm gonna kind of make a selection of cables to take from. Oh, these are huge. Probably won't need any that are this long, but we'll put them here anyway. These are the kind of mid-size. Are they mid-size, or there's some small ones mixed in here? Or no, these are all kind of mid to small, right? Mid to short cables. Let's see. These are a little bit longer. Sorry. I'm still sick. Can you guys believe it? It's quite a flu. Okay, yeah, these are more like medium. So I have short, medium, medium, medium. What do we have here? These are longer. Yeah, these are like the long ones that I have here, but not quite as long. So maybe I can put the long ones away. I don't think I'll need these. So yeah, preparation, folks. I did some preparation before starting the stream today, which was getting the guitars and bass up, choosing the ones I want to use, and then bringing them up here. And Edgar tuned them for me as I was responding some emails, paying for my car insurance, life stuff. And today my girls are out of school early. Yeah, here's the shorties. These are the short cables. My girls are out of school early today, so I don't have too much time for the stream. I'm gonna have to. It's 11. I'm probably gonna have to stop in an hour. So we'll see how fast I can be. I've zoomed in so you can see my face closer, even though I'm a little farther away from the table right now. Yeah, I don't think maybe we won't finish the Bossa Nova today, but we'll get a good start. And I'm pretty handy and agile with this kind of music. Done quite a few tracks like it before, and so maybe we'll be able to do it quick. Okay, so let's get these mid-size ones. We're gonna take 3 outputs from the ground control, and one is gonna go to the rim shot. I have the mutant rim shot module right here. Can you see? Yeah, you got a good view of my modular there on the bottom side. And oh, somebody's. Hey, Hook, you're back. Hey, man, I'm sorry I haven't answered your email yet. I got it, but I've been going kind of crazy. So be patient with me. I'll get to it. So first one is going to be the kick, right? We'll do like a tum, 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 tum. And then a hi-hat. Number 2, I have hi-hat over here. And number 3 is the mutant rim shot, which will do the clack, 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 which some people call it the clave. I don't call it the clave because the way I think of a clave in salsa music is really the translation of the word clave is key. So it's the key to the music, and it's rigid, meaning it's a set pattern that stays in the background of everything that's happening in salsa music. So if it's a 3-2 clave, it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. Or if it's a rumba clave, it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2. But in samba, even though the pattern is similar, like pak pak tak 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 tak, it's variable. You can improvise variations of it throughout the song. So that's why I don't call it a clave, because it's not the key to the music. You know what I mean? It's a pattern that can be variable and can be improvised and changed. Whereas the clave in salsa music just pretty much stays steady throughout the entire composition. If it's a 3-2 song, if it's a 2-3 song, if it's rumba or son clave, that's kind of set in stone. So I don't think of the samba beat as a clave. Anyway, I digress. Let's send these now to a mixer module, perhaps, or I can also just multi-track them. That's not a bad idea, right? Let's multi-track them. I've got 4 tracks, and I've got 3 long cables right here. So let's send the outputs from the kick to channel 1 of my output, the hi-hat to channel 2. That way I have more freedom when mixing. So instead of having one mono thing going, and then I can bring up the kick versus the hi-hat as needed, or even pan them if I want. And I can have a 4th track maybe coming out of the sonic potions here. But I don't know. Let's keep it simple so we're quick with it, right? I can maybe even create something interesting with the Benjamin. Yeah, that could be. That could be. Let's take an output from the Benjamin. We need another long cable. What are these super long cables? I think they are long enough. I have a drawer in my rack here. You can't see it. See where I have all my cables in there, easily accessible. Okay. And one of these days, we're going to have a look at the resonant filter bank for America Synths with its expander. It's such a cool module. It's good for this kind of thing, too, for processing beats. Oh, no, these are not long enough. I need a long, long one to come all the way to, these are, all the way to the outputs upstairs, up in the top tier, right? Yeah, these are long, long ones. These cables are the Joanalog cables. They're absolutely highest quality Eurorack cables you can get. Look at these plugs. Look at the quality of the rubber, the silicone. These things are super good. So we're going to take a low pass output from the Benjamin and put it on track 4 here. Oh, that's loud. So already we're getting something out of that. And we want to clock it with the sequencer. So I'm going to take a cable here, clock out, and send actually external in. And we'll change so that, yeah, the input here, so that the clock from the ground control is what's going to be pinging the filter here. In fact, maybe we want to use a multiple. Yeah, let's use a multiple so that we can multiply the clock output from the ground control. And oh man, when I get into the modular, I start getting super geeky with it and end up taking longer than I should to be practical. But it's so much fun, and it's part of why a lot of people follow me actually is the modular stuff. So, you might as well. So external input here, and we're going to send it to the clock input as well because we want to clock the wrangler. We want to clock the wrangler with the same clock too. Okay. So now we're gonna hold the rec here so that now when I go to track D, as I choose the different, so this is the mutant rim shot, this is the, so 2, 1, 2, 1 should be triggering, oh right, I've got the mod out here, it's a mistake. Here we go. So number 1 should be triggering the kick. We're not hearing the kick yet, so there we go. Oh, this is the kick. This number 2 is the hi-hat. And why are we not hearing any hi-hat? Interesting. It's not muted. Oh yeah, it's muted. Or is it? Hi-hat. Oh right, I got the output of the Kraken instead of the output of the hi-hat. Pay attention, Kinkas. Right. So now on the hi-hat, I can just put in all notes here, turn everything on, right? And then what we can do is use another track from the hi-hat to accent it, create accents. So I'm going to take number 4 here and plug it into the accent input of the hi-hat. And then on number 4, we're going to, well, let's hit start here. Tempo's too fast. Maybe we need a divider for the clock, for the pendulum. Yeah, the clock's too fast. Okay, we're gonna send the clock out to the quad clock distributor. Oh, wait, the clock, it's not screwed in yet. So we need some other kind of a clock thing. Yeah, here we go. We can just use the step 8. So we send to the, and we take one of the gate outputs here, first one, and send it to the pendulum. Rather, send it to the multiple with a short cable. Here we go. Ah, it's like doubling, right? So maybe we want it to go into the contour 1 here, into the input, and we take it out of loop, and we can take just the rise output, and we'll see if that makes it trigger the pendulum. Yeah, just once, kind of. There it goes. Yeah, so now the pendulum. It's only triggering once. Nice. That sounds nice already, doesn't it? Okay. Oh, wait, I have the speakers on. We should only be listening through headphones. So let me see. Manuel wrote to me, very neat case design. Would not work for my 5U system, but for your rack, it's very nice to have everything close by. Oh, you have a 5U. Cool. 5Us are nice, chunky, big knobs. I have a almost 5U system that I started with. It's a U-synth thing that I built with my own format. It's 20 centimeters by 8 panels, which is the same size that Sam Battle, Look Mom No Computer, uses. Calls it the Cosmo format. We both arrived at it independently. It's a really nice size. It's kind of a little bit between 4 and 5U. And it's a nice synth, but I lent it to university and they sent it back packaged, and I never opened the package because I've got enough to deal with here with this stuff. So anyway, now let's create a kick drum pattern or a hi. No, we already have a hi-hat pattern, right? Why is it not triggering? Let's see. Our hi-hat pattern number 2 here. right, we're not in the record. Huh, now interesting. It should be triggering. Or is 3 the hi-hat? No. 3 is the rim shot here. Boom. But it's not triggering. Why is it not triggering? Is it muted or something? I am in the drum track after all. So let's go to 1 and just trigger a couple of kicks there. Maybe not so fast. It's interesting. It looks like the clock out to the step 8 isn't really giving me what I want. So let's just turn that off for now. Or maybe we'll just reset it. We'll reset. There we go. That's more synced. Start again. No. There we go. That's starting to sound cool. All right. Now, why didn't that record? Oh, there we go. They were muted after all. Hi-hats. We need the hi-hat to be louder. So let's see. Yeah, the hi-hat's too soft. We need to amplify it then. So we're gonna send it to mix 3 here, which should be able to amplify it. So signal inputs, output, and no, instead what we're gonna do is turn the kick drum down. Right, we'll do that with the mix 3 as an attenuator. Right, so we'll put the hi-hat back here. We'll take the kick, put it in the mix 3. Take the mix 3 output into the input here. And now we can turn up the entire module. Turn everybody down a little bit. Let's see what the levels are looking like in the interface. A little loud. Yeah, let's turn them all down a little bit. We don't want them to clip. Nice. Now let's send accents. Right, that's track 4 here. So that's and unmute it. No, let's erase these. That's why the hi-hat's soft, because That's the unaccented sound. It's a little loud. The difference between accented and unaccented is a little bit too much. Okay, so let's go to number 2 is a hi-hat, right? Let's go to number 2 here. And 4 is the accented one. And let's see. So that's okay. Let's turn, I have to turn this back down a bit and turn the kick back up a bit, I think. There we go. Although you remember, we're multi-tracking. So we can mix this better later. Okay, now with the rim shot, I think we can perhaps do something different with the sound. Like the clavage setting. No, we want it to be rim shot setting. Rim knock, really. Yeah, I think this is good. I mean, we can't take too much longer. And we've got that cool Benjamin doing, like, you know, a little random thing there. So let's record this. Let's see. Emmanuel is telling me, exactly, I very much like the aesthetics of the original Modular and got my cases made to order in a similar way. Yeah, it's beautiful. Only setback is the enormous size. I agree. I ended up getting into Eurorack just because it's, when I started the Synth DIY Guy channel, it was the popular format. So there was more offerings and more demand for videos and so on. I actually prefer a 4U, which is in between, so like Surge and Buchla. But I settled for Eurorack, and I'm happy because I got all this stuff for free for doing videos, and so I can't complain. All right, so let's record enable these 4 modular tracks here, and let's set the inputs. So we want 8.1, 8.2. We need low latency monitoring here. 8.1, 8.2, 8.3, and 8.4, so that they're all separate. And we're gonna record a little bit because since the Benjamin is doing like a variation, we do want to capture some of that variation. Right, so let's go and hit record. Hey Kinkas, didn't you forget to set a BPM? No, because since I'm using the modular as the source of the rhythm, I mean, I guess I could send MIDI from the computer to sync over there, but honestly, I'm just gonna measure. I like this beat right here. I think this is a nice tempo. I'm just gonna measure it and then set the Pro Tools to this beat. Alright. I think this is probably enough. Let's stop the beat and stop recording. And now we're just gonna edit this so that it's starting at the top of the pattern. ta, right? This is the beginning of the pattern right here. So let's make a cut right here. Uh, record disable or switch off the record enable here. Doesn't look like anything's getting clipped. They're pretty loud, but not clipping. Oh, I forgot to cut the benjoline. And we can name these tracks better now, actually. By the way, if I can hit shift. What the hell is that noise? I can hit shift here so that the cursor goes to the beginning of the region, and then holding shift with the selector tool, click on the bottom track here, and now I can do Command E, and it separates the bottom track so I can cut it exactly to where the other ones are. So now I can choose all these and put them in the beginning here. Right, and this one is the benjoline, right? So we're gonna call this benjo. This one is the rim. We're gonna call this the rim. This one is the kick. No, this is the hi-hats. Hi-hat, hat. I have to be careful not to call them the same names as the acoustic drums that are on top. And this is gonna be the E-kick, right? Electronic kick. And here's the beat. So now let's choose a certain length here and see how many bars we have. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 5, 5, 5, 5, 6, 6, 6, 6, 7, 7, 7, 7, 8, 8, 8, and 9. This is 9 right here. So now that I use the identify beat function on Pro Tools, I'll tell it that this right here is 9, right? And I can delete the rest. I think this is enough. 8 bars is enough benjoline variation. Although I can open up the track more if I want to. So Command I for identify beat, and we're gonna tell it that this is, it starts on 110 and ends on 910. And that's going to set the grid of the Pro Tools session. And our BPM is 113.02. So that's super close to 113. I guess I could probably make it 113 and then like adjust the audio. But hey, who cares? It's just, I can just put it 113 in the metadata, and um, most DJ software will understand that it's not exact and will adjust anyway for people that are going to be using this to sync with other things. So this is good enough. For me, just what matters is that now the Pro Tools session is synced to this loop right here, and we can now duplicate it. Now, if I select it, you can see that in my length here on Pro Tools it says 8 bars exactly. So as I duplicate, I continue to see just zeros here, which means that everything is matching to precise lengths here. And here I'm looking at the minutes and seconds bar, and we're going to go up to about 3 minutes and a half, which is how long these songs are normally anyway. It gives us enough space to create. Cool, this is a cool beat. I like it. I like it. I can then add the acoustic drums to it to give it some sauce, and it'll sound really nice. For You is next on the list for DIY system. Yeah, have a look at Mystic Audio, I think. They're doing some really cool DIY projects in For You for Surge style. Surge is beautiful. Surge is a wonderful synthesis philosophy of open-ended modules that can do many things. Once you understand like the logic behind them, You can coax each module to do a number of different things. Very flexible and beautiful sounding. Definitely look into Surge stuff. Got my eyes already on a 50 panel Buchla case. Oh man. Yeah, Buchla is awesome too. You can't go wrong with anything for you. For you is like if you know synthesizer stuff, Eurorack is super popular, 5U is the classics, and 4U is like uh, it's the sweet spot for me, I have a lot of my Eurorack is actually inspired by um, Surge. For example, the top row here, which is all Jordan Analog. Jordan Analog is similarly minded to Surge, even though it is Eurorack format in the sense that the modules can also do many things. They're completely analog. And for example, the slope generators, the contour ones, are not completely dissimilar from the DUSG, the Duo Universal Slope Generators from Surge. So having two of them is kind of like having a DUSG with extra functions. Indeed, Surge is great, but a whole can of worms on its own, sure, yeah, but you get the hang of it. And the cool thing about it is that it pushes you towards different ways of thinking of synthesis and creating sounds that you wouldn't you stumble upon stuff that you normally wouldn't find if you were just intentionally like patching with an idea, with a pre-established idea in mind. I love the discovery of modular. When you're trying to go for something, but then you discover something even better than what you initially thought about. And Surge is like the system for that kind of a thing. So it's 11:30, and all we've done is the electronic beat for this. So I think I should pull out the nylon string now and come up with a harmony with a couple of harmonic progressions for like an A section and a B section. Or maybe the Gibson. No, let's use the nylon string first. I dug myself a lot through the history of electronic music as well, and I'm quite aware of the difference of West Coast and East Coast and surge and weird and everything else. That's cool, Emmanuel. You and I could get into quite deep conversations about synthesis at some point. Let me just pull out the right microphone for the job here. Hold on a second. And that would be my beautiful blueberry microphone, which I love. It's my favorite microphone in the studio, and it has been for over 20 years. I've had it since about 2005, I think, when I turned 30 and about to turn 50. So this is it right here. It's a classic blue microphone from back when they were still made in Latvia, I think. Oh no, yeah, it says made in the USA of US and Latvian parts. So I already had Latvian stuff before I even met the Erica Synths guys. Shout out to Geertz and crew, my best synth buddies. And so let's put this microphone. Oh, I'm glad these things are bulletproof. This is my AKG like SM58 kind of dealie. It's a D5, and it's made to last. It fell off because this support for it isn't actually tight enough. It's too loose. I should change it and put one that doesn't make my microphone fall off. Okay, so let's put this. Oh, okay, I need to remove the adapter thing as well because this one already has one in here. All right, here's a trick that I learned when in my first day as a hired uh, as a trainee in a studio. I wanted to turn the microphone, and of course, just loosen the stand and hold the microphone steady, and just turn the stand instead. Right? It sounds obvious. I'm sure most of you already know that, but a lot of people don't. so we might as well mention it. I know some people watching the channel will be noobs. All right, so usually to record an acoustic guitar, you want the microphone to face the 12th fret, so the middle of the string length, right? Now it's super hot here, so even though Edgar has already tuned this instrument, it's likely that it has gone slightly out of tune since. Oh, I need a microphone cable. Let me get one real quick. I have one hanging here, easy, within reach. It's another thing. Try to set up your studio so that everything you need, or most things you need, are within reach easily. So you're not running around looking for stuff. The more streamlined you can make it all. Like my drums, for example, are constantly mic'd up, and the mics are connected to channels always. So that's why I have an expansion for my interface, so that I can leave all the 8 inputs that come with the PreSonus interface. Those are all taken up by the drums. So we're going to plug this into channel 5 here of my expansion interface. It's a Behringer ADAT stuff thing. And yes, it's a Behringer, and guess what? It's pretty good. I'm not a huge fan of Behringer, but it's fairly inexpensive and good sounding expansion. For my interface here, it's got Midas preamps. So it's post the Midas purchase, so yeah, definitely better than they used to be before then. All right. So now let's see what we can come. We have to check the tuning, right? To check the tuning on the guitar because of how warm it is over here and how it's likely. Oh, hold on. I have to. Oh, I have to create a permission um, for my daughter's friend to pick her up at school today, so that they can go together to their art class. So sorry, I have to do this real quick. Algebraics is the app, school app. And here we go. Choose my daughter, go to authorizations, create a new one, and she's gonna go with her friend. And good, because I had to do this early today. Done. Accept. April 3rd. Okay. All right. Let me have a sip of my thing here. Ah, delicious. This is mate with lime juice. Cold mate with lime juice, also known as tereré. Something very common for a Brazilian from the beach, such as myself. Yeah, this guitar sounds so nice. Phantom power is already on. We already have the volume fairly loud. Let's open up a track. Shift Command N. Shift Command N. So hard to do with one hand. Hold on. Shift Command N. That's quite quite a finger stretch here. We'll call this the nylon track, and it's on 8/8 input 5. Now we check the tuning, and we have to come up with a section, B section, probably enough, maybe an intro. Yep, tuning went up a little bit. It's super hot here. I had to close the windows because people are sweeping leaves outside and making a lot of noise. And I do not have an air conditioner in here because most of the year it's pretty cold. It's pretty much the only time of the year when it gets hot here. So it's like I haven't found it to be worthwhile to spend money on an air conditioner yet. Maybe I should, if for no other reason to reduce the temperature changes and preserve the instruments, right? Here we go. There you go. Right there, a pretty nice progression. So let's hit record and get that, and then we'll think of maybe a B section and maybe an intro. All right, I have enough to play around with there, I think, as far as harmony goes. Let's assemble a semblance of a form or structure for this song. Let me see what else Emmanuel has been telling me. I almost forgot. If you're into search style, you should check out a German company called. Yeah, I know Random Source. I know. I'm friends with Phonitronic, Matthias Hermann, and I've been bugging them to send me stuff to demo, and they never do. Because yeah, I don't really buy synth stuff because I have so much that I get for free to make videos that I don't find that it's justified for me to spend money with that. I offer my work instead. So I limit myself to what I can get for free. So if Random Source ever wants me to demo their stuff, I'll be happy to do it. Let's open up a reverb track. Stereo, auxiliary, verb, command solo. Oh, they do that already now. Command solo, like if you hold command and hit solo, that means that when you solo something, this track does not get muted. Every other track gets muted. And now Pro Tools already does that automatically when you open an auxiliary, because they know that's pretty much always going to be what you need. Because yeah, you don't want the reverb to get muted, right? Or whatever other send effect you're using. So let's go to the good old Valhalla that I always use, and we're gonna um, send the nylon string guitar to that. We also want probably like a SSL channel for because that'll give us a low cut, a bit of a gate from the ambient sound, right? A little bit of a compression as well. Ratio about 3. Just to condition this guitar sound a little bit, make it sound a little more polished, and send it to the reverb. This kick is so bombastic, it's like way too much. Let's send the rim to the reverb as well. It's too dry. Also, it's like too dark. Let's EQ it a bit. Renaissance EQ here. There you go. Less low end, right? We don't want this to be so beefy. A little more gentle. And you know what? I think this reverb has too much pre-delay. Let's change the pre-delay. I don't know. I'm not quite vibing with this reverb for this. Maybe we want like a plate instead. Plate, snare plate, less pre-delay. Slightly faster decay. I think that sounds nice. Let's hear it with the guitar. A little more send there. Nice. Yeah, that's what we'll be doing today. Sounds super nice, right? How does it sound, folks? They offer complete surge boats and some PCBs. Yeah, I know about Jurgen. I know about Random Source. They're a great company, and they work directly with Surge, as far as I know. Surge himself is still active and updating designs and stuff. So that's although there's been some controversy because they've been trying to be a little exclusive with some things that other people were doing before. I don't know. I don't get into all that because I don't really have all the data to make an informed opinion either way. I'll let them figure it out. So, all right, let's figure out a form here. So I think at the end I came up with something that could be an intro, right? Right, this is the dominant chord that would, so I'm gonna cut it, right? I'm gonna use cuts and pastes so that when I use something, it's gone from where it was originally. I'm gonna use shuffle here so I can push everything else forward. So, and also I think that the first little bit can be a little longer as or just this chord. So let's do 3 of this, see what happens. right, so this is the intro. Let's we'll leave. Let's bring this to beginning, right? And now we can move everybody forward a bit. So that we can create a little count off. Just to give me a couple bars to get in the groove when I start recording other things. And we'll do that with just the hi-hat track here. So we'll get 2 bars of hi-hat, copy them back here. So this is our count off. And here I can already use markers. Good idea. So function, return, intro. And then here's our A section. So we're going to go ahead and A section. Label that. Repeats, right? A. This is our B section. B section. And let's make a cut right here. Like a C section, which I guess is like consider a breakdown or a bridge or something. Oh, it's also the intro, right? So let's cut this here too. So this so this is the intro, right? It can be the outro as well. So we can have this be kind of like an ending breakdown, like a coda maybe, whatever you want to call it. And what we'll do now is, in order to create a form, is, hold on, I didn't cut the B section, did I? So let's cut, not just mark, we'll cut the B section here, Command E. So that now we can copy the A section and repeat it after the first B section, right? So we go to shuffle grid so that we can paste the A section back here. So after the first B section, it goes back to the A section, see? We put the B section there at the end. So it's AAB, AAB. Right? And maybe you can have 2 B's for the end. So we'll duplicate the B section. So the second time the B comes in, it'll happen twice. Except that this prepares it too much for like a return. So what we'll do is we'll copy the second bar over here. Oh, but now we don't want it to be in shuffle. We want it to be just grid because we want it to cover up that turnaround. Right? so that we can do this longer B section without it feeling like it should be going back to the A. And then we can do one A instead of both A's. So I can select these 16 bars here, and I'll just type 8 up here in the length, and then I can copy it, and I can paste it before we go into the outro. Oh, but now we do want it to be in shuffle again. So grid shuffle. We'll paste it here. So it's just a 1A here at the end after the double B. And we can stretch out this outro section for a bit. Or maybe the A section should be like a normal length, the whole 16 bars. But we do need to fill it out a bit more. So let's go back to grid mode. We'll move these ahead and open this up to 16 bars again in shuffle mode right there. Now we can bring these back, this outro section back. Let's see if from A to outro it works, or do we need another B? It works. It's the same chord. So we can do this like 8 times. 4. Yeah, 4 is enough. And we bring in the outro. And now the outro, we can do the same as the intro. So it's 3 times that first bar. All right, so let's go back to shuffle here. We'll put this right there. We'll select the first bar. We'll repeat it twice. So it's 3. And then we have the outro. And then what happens here? Right, and that's the real outro. And look at that, it matched exactly the end of where I had the drums going. So what I can do is go into grid here. We'll change grid to 16th notes, and we're just gonna bring this last drum hit back to match that anticipated guitar note. There you go. Clean up a little bit, put in slip mode just to create fade out. We'll fade out here too. And now here I'm gonna cheat a little bit because all these edits, I didn't crossfade any of them, all the guitar edits. There's bound to be little clicks there. So I'm just gonna select the whole track, Command F, and make sure that it's only 10 milliseconds for the crossfade over here. And that's gonna create, adjust to fit, that's gonna create little crossfades everywhere between my edits, see? But not enough to lose the attack of any notes. So this should sound nice. So already we have a form, right? We have that little organ kind of rhythm. And we have a form based on my initial ideas with the guitar. Now the smart thing would be for me to go through this and kind of write out a little chord chart for myself, because then I can do the Gibson Les Paul track, maybe doing like longer chords, and maybe I can play with reversing them so they go like to give it a more modern feel, and also the bass. I can just read the chord charts with the bass and get this done more quickly. However, unfortunately, I think I'm out of time because it's already 12 and I have to go pick up my daughter at school. So that's it for today, folks. I think we have a good start. Tomorrow we'll continue with electric guitar, electric bass, fretless bass, acoustic drums, possibly some kind of synthesizer ear candy since we have the modular going, or maybe with the Maybe I'll use the Continuum Mini. I want to test and see if it receives MIDI. That means I have an Egan matrix available that's not only controllable via the built-in ribbon, and I can use my Linstrument to send MIDI to the computer, and from the computer use the Egan matrix sounds, and then I have a more musically controllable and polyphonic way to. So it's basically like having a hacked Hack'em continuum. So a Hacken instead of Haken, or I don't know. Anyway, that's it for today. We'll continue tomorrow. This is going to turn out really nice. It's going to be a really nice song. Thank you for joining me today. Let's see if anybody is out there. Well, it was a blast as always. Enjoy your day and see you tomorrow. Thank you. Same to you. Emmanuel Ferraroto. Always nice to have you join whenever you can. And everyone else who's been here with me today, thank you very much. See you tomorrow, folks. Bye bye.